I'm island boy. Alright.
Never give you up.
Sandra, welcome in. Flame Bull, how are you doing? Chris, hello there.
Hello, people. How are you?
Come back to this one, and then I need to. Can't do this.
Oh.
So like this.
I fucked up the settings.
Hello,
I can mute you now. Done. Unmute Scott. Unmute
Hope everyone Thursday.
Unmute Flame Bull. Unmute Sandra. So this is how we do it.
Alright. Hello, Chris 2. Hello, Scott. Hello, Chris 3.
Now I got like some
Hello,
stuff.
Chris.
This is how we do it.
Chris Invasion.
Oh, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, I fucked up even more.
Did you mute me?
I set my mic as headphone and my headphone is mic.
That's very useful, I have to say.
It is.
Alright. So let me pump this one out. Okay, Flamebull. A lot of work, but it's alright. A new round of Reddit posts will come after the AMA. Today a little shorty, just giving a fundamental overview. And as we said, this whole Reddit shilling thing we had going is not only, or was not only dedicated to the weekend. Of course, we will keep this up in the future, now again. Got some nice traction there on Reddit. A lot of views, also on TikTok, a lot of views there. So was very well worth it, right? See some new people hopping around here. Got some nice new buy positions in. But then again, also Reddit and all that stuff is something which needs time. MB also told me at Thursday we will have an AMA in another community again. With the sheep bonk community, I think it's called.
I already forgot about that. Fuck.
Yeah.
Thursday it is.
Thursday. Yes. Wait. Let me take a look.
I have to add it on my calendar.
Yeah. Wait. Let me take a look. What time? I can give it to you now. 7 p.m. Est or 4 p.m. PST. Don't know it now in
PM Est is 8 p.m. German time. It's 20 o'clock.
Alright, that fits well.
Donnerstag, Thursday.
Yes. The Donnerstag. Alright, and he's also scheduling another AMA. Let's see what Moneybin comes up with. So let's see where we are heading with the AMAs.
Stuffed week this week, I have to say.
Shibonko, Run and Share. Yes. I know that. I think it was directly scheduled with the death of Shibonk. AJ has an echo. Okay. You have an echo, AJ.
Give me test.
And I think MB scheduled it directly with the death of Shibonk, also with Ron. Kind of a not partnership, right? But community merging kind of. It's pretty nice. Yeah. It's a good opportunity there. Let's see what the other AMA community will be he comes up with. And then again, first of all, thank you all for the participation in Reddit. Yeah, it's very nice participation we had there. Now keep this up. Wow, ETH address, okay. Keep this up in the future, right? We will keep Reddit up, right? So also try to get the new people which join in to also hop onto the Reddits, onto the TikToks, onto the Instagram posts and everything. Since I'm doing the Reddit posts myself, I can also see the statistics there. We get quite a lot of exposure there, right? A lot of exposure there through Reddit. Also for TikTok, especially since the TikTok account is brand new and we're just waiting for some more content from MB. Don't be mad at him. He was very stuffed this weekend. He will pump out more content, even more content for TikTok, for Instagram in the future, so we can keep this up and running, right? Jericho, nice to have you here. I think you joined like what, 2 days ago? Yesterday? Something like this. Welcome in. Nice to have you
Good
here.
to be here,
Jericho.
man. Good to be here. Yes, sir.
Nice. There's someone who talks to us.
Yeah.
Nice. Hello, man.
That's nice.
Yeah, man. I'm all for the movement, man.
Nice to have you here, man. So I noticed you are quite new to crypto. If there are any questions, I think so far the people in here helped you out already. But if you have any additional questions, just drop them in the chat, right? I think there's always
Okay.
someone here who can help.
Yes, absolutely. I've been researching and just Googling and searching, and it's a lot, but I'm getting the hang of it.
Getting a hang. Yeah, that fits perfectly. That the first AMA you join will be a little fundamental AMA. So we will basically explain how does our token work, what are the goals behind the token, and also going into the company registration. Just a quick AMA. Afterwards, we will set up some more Reddit posts. If you have the time, just hop on Reddit, just comment, upvote. Helps tremendously, I can tell you. Helps a lot with the exposure.
Okay, that'd be no problem. Definitely.
Perfect, Jericho. Nice to have you here, man. Nice to have you.
Yes, sir. Nice to be here. I'm ready. I'm just waiting on this 24-hour period so I can transfer to this wallet, and I'm ready.
And then you're ready to go, right? Ready to shoot the bullet.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, perfect. Nice to hear. If you have any questions, just drop in, right? Just drop in.
Okay, cool.
Flame Bull, I don't even talk. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. It's no requirement to talk to us, right? That's why we have the chat for. But it's always nice to hear someone talking to us. All right. Let me start today with the fundamental. Oh, just let me close the window. It's quite windy out there. Just going over the fundamentals of BD Capital, right? I'm doing it today with the website, just testing it out. Also for ourselves, if the website contains all the necessary informations. You will see a presentation since roughly the same since we had last time. Just want to display the fund in a nice way also there. So I guess let us start. As I said, I will start with the fundamentals, and AJ will follow up with the whole company registration, because this is also quite an important thing, right? Especially in crypto. All right. So first of all, taxes, right? We do have a tax. We have a buy tax, we have a sell tax. If you take a look at the website, it's always displayed under tokenomics. Keep one thing in mind. Every single transfer, even a wallet-to-wallet transfer, is taxed. So if you, for example, have the feeling, hey, my wallet might be compromised, I need to move my funds from wallet A to wallet B, or from wallet A to a cold storage, as for example a ledger. Don't just move them right away if you have the time to do so, right? Just hit us up directly. Ah, that's a nice idea, Scott, to post in the part we're talking about. Perfect idea there. Just let us know. Hit me up or AJ up or Simplify up in a DM or even Moneybin or Chris, yeah, whatever. They will forward it to us and we can make this transaction tax free. Just don't send your funds from wallet A to wallet B without this tax exclusion, because otherwise you will get taxed on this particular transaction. So why do we have a tax? As I said before, every single buy and every single sell is taxed with 15%. You can think of this 15% as some sort of fee, right? So if I buy 100 banks, I will receive 85 banks. The other 15 banks will remain as, or we will keep them in the contract as the tax tokens. 8% of the tax are used for the BUSD reflections. This is the part in which you hold banks like our token in your wallet, and you will automatically receive BUSD rewards depending on the trade volume, right? This is completely dependent on the 24 hours trade volume. So if you have a high trade volume, you will see a lot of BUSD rewards. If you have a lower trade volume, you will see less BUSD rewards. This 8% only dedicated to BUSD rewards. The way the contract works, just giving here a quick insight for the contract part. The contract is collecting the tax until a certain threshold. Right now, the threshold is at 150 billion tokens in total collected. Once it hits the 150 billion, I think I also saw in the Telegram chat a question, what is this payday progression, the percentage? So when on the old website, when this, or on the old DApp, let's keep it this way, when the payday reaches 100%, the contract is filled up with 150 billion tokens. Then the next cell appearing will trigger a contract cell, right? So you will either see 3 cells in a row or 4 cells in a row. It's 3 if, for example, I am triggering the contract. I have been triggering that contract in the past quite a lot by selling 1 banks, because a 1 bank cell is simply too small to show up in, for example, Dextools. So then you will see 3 cells in a row. Otherwise, if a normal cell triggers the contract, you will see 4. There's also a reason to have the contract cell trigger set up with a normal cell appearing, right? So if you have a lot of buys dropping in, you do not want to interrupt this momentum you have with a contract cell. This is why a normal cell appearing will trigger the contract cell. Once the contract sold, the contract will start, or better, it will sell the banks, right? This is why the contract cell is appearing. And then the contract will buy BUSD. So BUSD is a stable token. It represents US dollar. It is pegged to the US dollar. So 1 BUSD is always roughly worth 1 US dollar. So this just for the background, yeah. There is no real volatility in the BUSD token, since it's a stable coin. So once the contract cell appeared, the contract will then start to distribute the BUSD rewards. You will receive them automatically. You do not have to do anything to receive them. With every transaction happening, roughly 4 to 8 wallets will receive their BUSD rewards. So it might take some time, especially at lower volume, but otherwise you will receive them automatically. Yeah, you can just sit back, relax, you will receive your cut of the BUSD rewards automatically. The BUSD rewards are going with 10 wallets or even more by now. Alright, didn't check it. Perfect. You always have the BSC scan inside. Flammable. So more than it was. In the beginning, it was 4 to 8. Exactly. It's a little bit also tied to gas fee and all of that stuff. But then again, yeah, you can say a part of the holders with every transaction will receive the BUSD rewards. Yeah. So it might take some time for you to receive your BUSD rewards, but you will get them automatically. All right. This is a little bit of contract knowledge insight, right? So it's very important to know what you are dealing with, especially in crypto. Yeah, always checking things. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, this is important, Flamebull, I can tell you. 4% are used for marketing and our community fund.
Yeah, bro.
Hello.
AJ. AJ,
I think
I'm here,
AJ
mate.
is calling for you.
can you hear me?
Just
Can
let
you
me make you a bit louder.
Yeah,
Now I might hear you.
I'm sorry for disturbing your privacy, but I could need a DM from you, please. I have an offer for the development of the community.
I can literally, I can't understand you. You have to talk up. You have to talk louder, please.
Best I could make out from what he said, I think he said something about
AJ?
a DM.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have a DM from you, please?
No, I do not DM first because of security reasons.
Yeah, I know. Try to DM me, but it can't go through. Maybe you could add me as contact. I have an offer for the development of the community.
Yeah, I will have a look into it after the AMA. Okay?
Okay, I'll be waiting for the DM.
Yes, just drop in the chat after the AMA. Okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, gonna interrupt here. Need to finish this now. So as AJ said, just drop your message, please, in the chat. Okay, where did I end? Marketing, community fund. Sorry, that was quite funny now. 4% of the tax are used for marketing and the community fund. 2% are used for manual buyback and burns, and 1% is automatically added into liquidity. Just two quick things. The buyback and burn. So basically, we are constantly buying back tokens. Yeah, we can basically decide to buy back on a constant base, yeah, just to have more and more buys dropping in, or we can decide to just collect them up. Right now, we did. Yeah, over time, buy smaller amounts of banks back, and we did not burn any banks yet. So we had through the weekend this burn event going on. I didn't check the numbers yet. I literally had no time. So it was 30 BNB in buys in total. We will burn 1 trillion tokens. Didn't check it yet. We'll check it after the meeting, which we have after the AMA. But then I will also drop it in the chat. But right now we are sitting at roughly 4 trillion tokens in total, which are sitting there ready for the next burn, right? The burn, for the people which are new, means we are sending the banks into a dead wallet. A dead wallet is simply a wallet which no one has access to. There is no seed phrase, no private keys for this wallet. So you can simply send it to this dead end, and the tokens you send there are taken out of circulation, right? So as you all know, we have 1 quadrillion in total in circulation. We did burn a total of 500 trillion tokens initially. This was a 50% burn. So we have a, not anymore, but initially we had a 500 trillion tokens circulating supply. And this is the important part, the circulating supply. So with constant burns, you are shortening the circulating supply. And with this, you can, this is this whole supply and demand thing. It can possibly higher the price in the future, right? Because there is less supply there. The 1% liquidity tax, So basically our liquidity, our pool is made up, doesn't matter now. We can, the pool is made up of a pairing. So we are paired directly with wrapped BNB, right? So this is basically BNB. So basically our pair is banks BNB. This liquidity tax is automatically adding into the liquidity itself. This is important because the ratio of the BNBs, which are pooled in the liquidity pool, and the market cap needs to reach a healthy level. So you would roughly say 10% is a healthy level. Still working on this one. This is why we have this 1% automatically added into liquidity. All right. This for the taxes. Do we have any questions for the tax? Anything which is not clear? Anything which I didn't explain in a good way?
Bro, yeah, I have a question about the community.
What do you mean?
Yeah?
Yes,
Can
yes,
hear you
go on.
clearly?
Go on.
Yeah, please, where can I have the contract for address?
The what? The contract address.
Yeah, and details about it.
All right. You can just type slash. All right. Everyone is typing slash contract. So there you have the contract address.
Yeah, okay. Maybe you could DM me because I wanted to chat private.
Can't DM first. You need to DM us if you have a question.
Yeah, try to DM me, but the DM isn't going through. Maybe you could add me as contact.
All right. Next one. Yes, we can do this after the AMA. All right. Just drop a message in the chat.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Yes, no problem. All right. Everyone asking for DMs today. Good. So I what contact? I'm not entirely sure if it was contact or contract. I'm also not sure if it was the same guy or not. But it doesn't matter, right? Doesn't matter. Can handle this after the AMA. All right. So no questions for the tax. So let's take a quick look at the important part, right? Ecosystem and fund. So for the fund, if you check out, yeah, there's a little bit of information there. So if you can click on these different icons here on the website, this will open up different things. If you take a look at the fund, so we have a fund going, you will see we have a community-driven, yeah, we called it income generator. So what are we doing there? Just switching over to the dashboard, right? There we have the portfolio overview. Switching back a second. You know, we have 4% of the tax allocated to marketing and our community fund. So roughly right now 1.5% are used for the community fund. And there we collect in the form of BNB. So right now you can see, don't worry about this one. This is still getting fixed, the total price. Whoopsala. We have 45 BNBs ready to shoot out here for the next investment. The next investment we already voted on. This will be the cross-chain investment, the treasury. But otherwise, how does this work? We are collecting a tax from the trade volume. We are collecting this in BNB, in the form of BNB. And then we as a community, we can decide on vetted projects. Why do I say vetted projects? So we as a team, AJ and me, for example, we are trained bankers. We have a financial background. We are checking different projects. So you can already see here, we had some investments already going on, as for example, Coin, Moon, Safe, Moonrock, right? So this have been the investments in the past. These investments, they are still getting a DCA in. So we are dollar cost averaging into our investments as well. But what have we done here? For example, Moonrock. We have been taking a look at Moonrock. Yeah, we have been talking to the team. We have been watching the community. We have done some background checks there. We did check for the long-term potential, which is great in Moonrock, right? This is also a DeFi project there. A very, very nice project to invest in. So then we basically said, we did set up a vote, a poll, and we said, all right, do we want as a community to invest into Moonrock with the fund? Community decided yes, so then we started our investment into Moonrock. This is basically how this works. So what is the goal with the fund? The goal in the end is to build up a community portfolio. We are focused on passive income. Yeah, as a company, as BD Capital, we are totally focused on passive income. So basically every project you see in here is somehow generating passive income for us, right? So for example, Moonrock, this will be stakeable once they are bridging to Ethereum, which will be happening, I think, in 3 days. Not entirely sure there. But then they are also giving back reflections in their own token. We have Evergrow-Coin, which is also a reward token for BUSD. We have Moon, which was an ICO. You can stake Moon. They have their own DEX also running. We have a Safe Moon also reflecting in their own token, and also setting up a whole ecosystem there from the Safe Moon side. So basically this is what we are looking for. We are not only looking for BSC projects, so all of this here right now have been BSC projects. This was only for the reason it was the easiest way for us to start the fund. Now with the cross-chain investments upcoming, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic, and Algorand investments, you will see that we have the possibility to also hop on other chains there. In the end, the goal is to have a community portfolio which is additionally generating passive income, right? This income will be distributed in the same way as we are distributing the BUSD rewards. So the more banks you are holding as a individual, the more of the fund yield you will receive, right? So for the fund yield itself, you can also take a look here. We will be distributing 75% to every single holder, and 25% are used for marketing and charity. If we do not need any additional marketing funds, we will use it for compounding. This is what we are doing right now. So basically, we are not using any yield here in any other way than compounding, right? This is the main thing we have running at the moment, right? So building the fund up over time and then in the future distributing the yield. Yeah, this takes some time. So also, yeah, a little bit dependent of our trade volume currently, since we are building the fund up. But then again, once the fund is running, it is completely independent of our trade volume. And this is the key thing, because a reward token itself cannot sustain itself, right? In the long run, a reward token without utility, without the ecosystem added, cannot sustain itself. It's not possible. So this is why we need this independent income streams. This is the first income stream we are coming up with. There's more in development, as you all know, with a private sale and crowd sale platform, which are then migrating into a fully fledged out launchpad. But this is already running. Already running utility, you can check it. Still working on some details there, right, with the development team. But then again, you can check it directly in here, right? So this for the fund part. Quick overview of the fundamentals. Just checking here. I've heard LTC is also going to have ability for smart contracts. Maybe at this too. Same goes for BTC. BTC. Yeah, BTC is getting added anyways. LTC, I like LTC. I'm using Litecoin a lot for just this payment purpose, right? This is what I'm using LTC a lot for. Then again, if they have it running, can get very interesting, right? Because the more blue chips we are adding over time, the safer the token gets. And this is the important part. This is what we want to have, because of course with ICOs, you have a lot more potential in the future, but then again, Since this is a community portfolio, we need to somehow get onto the risk management. But LTC, if they have smart contracts available, will be a very, very, very nice option there. I like LTC, actually. My blood pressure rises during interruptions. But then Paul talking brings it back down. That's yeah, you need to take care of your stress level. But it's a new thing that the people are joining in the AMA and tell us to check the DMs, right? I don't think we had that before. At least not 2 times in one AMA. But yeah, this is how crypto works, right? Flamebull just needs to send in his favorite pink picture, and then we are all good to go. What? Any plans on adding Cardano? If community wants us, we do, right? This is always the thing with the cross-chain investments. Here we go. Yeah. enjoy our pink picture, right? This should bring your blood level down. All right. So this for the fundamentals. We didn't have a fundamental AMA like quite some time yet. Yeah, just a quick overview of how does our business work. What will we be doing in the future? We will have in the future another AMA solely focused on the private sale and crowd sale platform. They are quite well with the development, I have to say. And yeah, will be very, very interesting. Just a quick reminder of my side before I hand over the mic to HA for the company part. I will set up the Reddits now, then I will send the link, like one Reddit link, right, which you can click on, and there will be listed all the different subreddit posts. Hit them, like them, or not like, upvote them, comment on them, as we had been doing before. Also, if I think Benetzi it is, he's posting quite a lot on Twitter for banks. Go there, like, retweet, right? If you have the time, we are also doing it with the main accounts there. It helps us a lot, right? It helps us a lot. I volunteer. Yeah, as you see, Benetzi is also volunteering to continue doing Twitter, right? This is awesome. This is awesome to have continuous posts on Twitter as well. Or it's hard not to hop on there. Yeah, exactly. You can't miss it, right? You cannot miss it. All right, perfect. Then I will hand over the mic to HA, and I will start working on the Reddit posts because we have another meeting after the AMA. Thank you all.
So this was my cue, wasn't it? Can you hear me, guys? I believe so.
I can hear you.
Loud and clear. More loud and clear, isn't it? Well, for the fundamentals on founding company, yeah? For all the people that are new in here or haven't joined that many AAs, we try to take the thing serious. So we decided pretty early
HA,
on.
sorry to interrupt here. Do you want to share your screen? I don't know if you want to show something.
I will post a screenshot later on updates.
All right,
but
perfect.
I don't need my screen shared.
All right.
Can I interrupt as well? Unfortunately, I think it is a problem if you talk through Discord and here at the same time.
Just mute me.
But Paul has to mute you as well. Then it will be fine. Okay.
Then YouTube won't hear me.
Yeah. No, it's enough hearing you on Telegram.
I do not get your point there.
Never mind, just watch the recording. If it's all set up correctly, never mind.
Well, I'm listening to the YouTube and I do not have interferences.
Okay, sorry. last time.
Do hear interferences. That's the first time. I'm sorry.
Don't know. Someone said
Oh,
before
it is actually.
we have an echo.
Just
but
let me
I don't know if we
fix
have
it
an
now.
echo.
Just that the YouTube recording is
Yeah,
on
I
point.
fixed it. Okay, thanks.
All right. I will just forward you a question related to company into the Telegram as well. So there's the question. All right, I'm out.
Yeah, I have seen it. Thanks. So yeah, we pretty early decided on doing things seriously and to take you on the journey we had so far. Because we are trained bankers, we do know how important the legal foundation of such a project is. So we decided to found a company to back up all legal and um, tax issues that could come up with. Because you have to understand at the moment, crypto market isn't regulated anywhere in the world, not in a way that would be helpful or useful. So everything happens in crypto is kinda in a gray area of laws. And that's why you don't need to do things now, but we decided to do them now to be prepared for the future. And a lot of projects have the same fall as we have, but then again, they take the easiest way to do it. They just go to Malta or to Cook Islands, to some tax havens, found a letterbox company there, yeah, with no real meaning, but being a company helps most of the time, and then you call it a day. And as we know, because we're from the financial sector, such a letterbox company, I do not know the right English term. In German, it's called a letterbox company because the company has no real thing in these countries except a letterbox where invoices go to, and
Yeah,
that means
I think in the U.S. it's called PO box addresses.
PO box.
It's just in
Yes,
yeah.
you're right. Okay, so PO box company, something like this. But a lot of companies do, a lot of crypto projects do it this way. And the problem with this is coming from the financial market that you will eventually have tax problems, tax fraud problems, and legal issues. And we did our research. I talked to a lot of lawyers because I do have a fundamental knowledge of finance laws. I do have it, but when it comes to like Cook Island law, I don't have the knowledge. So I Skyped and I Zoom called and I phoned with a lot of lawyers, having initial conversations with them. And some said, yeah, you can do it, but you have to ditch the fund then, because the fund itself is an exception. In financial law, there are regulations and there are even stricter regulations. And every fund in the world has quite strict regulations because of money laundering laws, because of tax fraud laws, because of safety and security laws regarding the investor. Because too many, mostly American companies, just took the money and ran away with it. So you have, if you are investing money, you have to take care of a lot of laws. But we are a crypto project, we are a token project. We do not want to have the same regulations as a bank has. That's the main point why we're not founding a company in Germany, because no matter what we would do, we would fall under banking laws, and banking law would start with an company security initial investment of 2 to 5 million euro. We don't have this, and we don't want to pay this just to become a bank. Becoming a bank would mean we would have to KYC all of you. This, for example, is a financial law for funds. We have to KYC every one of you. And if you're from specific countries, we won't even be allowed to sell a BT Capital token or the fund to you. Then we would have to follow prospect laws, which means we would have to, before you buy, you have to read through a prospect, through a fact sheet, elaborating everything regarding the fund. And the white paper isn't enough for this. So these are the two main reasons why we're not founding in Germany, and why we were looking to found someone else. And the third reason is tax laws. Because well, I do not know the specific English terms, but some companies have to take care of the taxes for the customers, and for some companies, the customer himself has to take care for taxes. And because we want it to be as beneficial as it can be, we want to have the tax. First hearing this sounds like a bad thing, but we want to have the tax risk with you guys. Why? Because we're in crypto, and if you do take care of the taxes of crypto in your country, it's your thing. And if you don't, because crypto is anonymous, then that's just fine. But we would take away that choice from you if we would decide on this. So we wanted to keep it with you, and as a company, pay as less taxes as possible to pay back to you guys as much as possible. And for Germany, for example, crypto law means up to 51% from crypto earnings that go into taxes. So half of the earnings of your cryptos would have to be taxed, which would mean we have to tax 50% of the earnings of the fund, which would mean you just would get half of all of this. So that's why we want to get around this. And then we went to Cook Islands and stuff like this because everybody is doing it. And some lawyers said, okay, it's impossible to do the fund itself. You have to scratch it. But in my opinion, it's not impossible. And some of them said, you can do this, but it doesn't matter because you're from Germany, and the laws worldwide view Germany a bit different because there's much money to the other way around. German tax law enforcements tax you all over the world, no matter what you're doing. So going to Cook Islands wouldn't be beneficial because the German feds would say, wait, the company is in Cook Islands, but you're living here in Germany. So basically, in fact, it's a German company. You have to pay taxes in Cook Island and in Germany. So we got away from the idea to go to any tax haven out there. Through sheer coincidence, we stumbled across. Now, we didn't stumble across Switzerland through coincidence, because I do know some Swiss laws, and Switzerland was always interesting for me. But through coincidence, we stumbled over Zug, which has quite a lot of financial companies. Zurich and Zug are financial company havens, if I would phrase it that way. And we had some talks with some lawyers and some business people there, and they told us that they do make beneficial laws for crypto companies because they want the crypto companies to be there because they see the next big thing in it. And this is something very beneficial for us to have. And so we decided to go to Switzerland. So it's just a quick roll up of things we had in beforehand and why we're in Switzerland. and why we're taking so much time with foundation, because we want to set the foundation up to withstand the test of time and not only be around for the next 2 or 3 years, but for the next 20 to 30 years. And we basically at the moment have to think about things that can happen in 10, 20 or 30 years and ruling them out and preparing for them, because it's a long-term project. That's why we take longer than other projects in cooperation. But in my opinion, we're doing it way more confident, way better, and way more serious than other projects do. And yeah, so far on why we choose Switzerland and why we choose Zug. How long off are we of the company registration? I can't tell you. I can tell you that it will take at least 3 to 4 more months, because in fact the tax law enforcements in Zug and the federal states, or the federal the feds there, they agreed to work with financial companies, and they agreed to work with crypto companies in a way that they say, okay, this is the law, this is the Swiss law, this is what we have to follow, but we help you guys in interpreting the law in a way it's beneficial for you. So because the Swiss government wants crypto companies to come to Switzerland, they help the companies to incorporate and use the laws that help them fulfilling the projects and their needs. And we are at the moment in talks with the federal government of Zug, which is a state of Switzerland, and building a foundation to found a crypto project that has a fund in it, a crypto project that can redistribute earnings to holders. Because in conventional finance, this would be a security, and the security again would mean we have to do all the things with KYC and prospect law, and we wouldn't be allowed to sell to American people without having them issued special formulas, protocols, and special prospects. We wouldn't be allowed to sell to Russia and Ukraine and the Eastern Bloc states at all, or China. So we don't want to be a security firm, and this is unique. There is not the company structured this way, like we want to do it, period. Even in Switzerland, we're basically first to do this, and that's why it takes so long time. And the federal government of Zug is said to be not as slow as usual governments, but at the moment quite slow because of COVID and all the stuff. So they told us, okay, we will have an answer for you, but it could take up to 4 months that we answer you. That's why it will take at least 4 months. Then they will tell us, okay, we can do it this way, you can do this, but you could do this. So we have to sit together and revise the feedback we get from the feds, and then come up with a slightly altered company concept, not tokenomics concept, but company concept, building around the token. And then probably will take another month. And so I aim for half a year to until we're finally incorporated. And Chris had a question. A friend of mine invested in Grayscale fund and had a 20K minimum buy and had to not only KYC but provide tax returns as such. Yes, that's true. That's the way we don't want to approach. And I love Grayscale for doing this because they have the same mindset as we do. We're just making safe. You guys are safe. Because if a lot of crypto projects die in the future because they're not legally safe, we will be a unicorn in the market of crypto because we're still around, because we figured things in before getting outlawed and banned. And I think that's an USP we have, and quite big one. And yes, Jarvis, we're looking in exchange listings, but most of the exchange listings do need an incorporation to list. So this will happen in the future. And so, yes, so we were talking to an consulting company in Zug in person. We went there. We sat there, as Simplify, Buka, myself sat there, opposed a team of advisors and lawyers, tax lawyers, company advisors, like literally a straightforward business meeting, like you know it, and figured out plans and figured out next steps and things like this. This happened when we were in Zug, so I think 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I can't quite remember. We officially started with incorporation process. And paid some fees. Other fees will come in the future, I can tell you. But then again, the lawyers told us it's an interesting approach. They haven't seen it this way so far, not in the way I came up with. But then again, this could work. And they agreed to help us with the whole tax and incorporation process. Then they started working, and I actually have gotten the first update today. And it's I first have to read it out in German. I'm sorry for this. But it says, Hallo AJ, vielen Dank für die Weiterleitung der unterzeichneten Auftragsvereinbarung sowie der Abwicklung der Krypto-Akontozahlung, which means, hey AJ, thanks for sending us the needed documents you have prepared and for the payment. Gerne werden wir diese Woche aufgrund des uns zugestellten Unterlagen mit der Analyse aus steuerlichen sowie bewertungstechnischen Optik starten, which means we will start this week using all the documents to send over to start with the analysis. English analysis and the tax issues. Falls in der Zwischenzeit für die erste Analyse Fragen, if we have any questions, we will ask you, but we count on sending you first issue of our thoughts next week. So basically, we came up with a company concept. They're checking right now what so they're checking in depth, like with paragraphs and other companies and things that are similar like this. What's good, what needs optimization. So until end of next week, we will have an update how fast the company could be founded. Because if they come back and say, hey, you had a great idea, we can do it exactly like this. We just have to wait, which is the law enforcement in Switzerland, to give it a go, and then we can found. And if they say, okay, this could be an issue, we have to change the issue. So yeah, basically end of next week, I can give you another update on company registration.
Hey, AJ.
Hello.
Yeah, hey. Over this weekend, I had 2 incidents with bankers with BD Capital, and I'll just share my experience with you, okay? The
Yes,
thing is,
please.
I work a lot. I work at the hospital, and a lot of my colleagues are like psychiatrists, cardiologists, neurologists, and we all sit around, talk, and we have lunch. And well, this Saturday we were having lunch together, and in the hospital cafeteria, and people started talking about the economy and all. So then, you know what? I had the smart idea for stealing BD Capital. And so I got up there and said, hey guys, I got a good investment thing for y'all guys if y'all interested. So they said, yeah, go ahead, shoot. And so I started doing my spiel on, bankers and, just like about this German team that had this idea of getting some more revenue because the banks are not paying any interest on their money that they have in the bank. anyhow, then I plugged my computer onto the big TV screen in the cafeteria, and um, I Googled bankers. No, I Googled DB Capital, and guess what came up? Some investment private equity firm in UK. I'm like, no, and this all these guys are watching. Okay, I mean, and even the legal team and from the hospital is over there. Okay, while we're having lunch, so. They said that I said no, this team is from Germany, it's not from the UK, it's not a London-based company. Then I scrolled down just on that Google search, and there was another Peruvian company that is a financial company, and then there is this real estate company all named BD Capital. I'm like, no, this I got it wrong or something that way. So I get onto my Telegram and then click on the link for BD Capital from Telegram, and that takes me to this bdcapital.org. And that is evidently our site. And I'm like, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, whoa. And everybody in that room were like, is this like kind of scam or something that way? I'm like, no. This is a legit group. I mean, they're not going to take your money away. And they said, well, it looks very fishy. You said they're called Banker's Dream, but then they go by BD Capital, and there's 15 other BD Capitals on a Google search. I mean, it definitely doesn't look right. Then the legal team that was over there, the hospital legal team, they said that whoever with this London company can sue us, okay, for defamation of name, copyright infringements, as well as brand development. So I said, no. We have like 150 billboards in South Africa, displaying this BD Capital. They said it doesn't make a difference. Either those people that are in South Africa has no knowledge of Western laws, or they just don't care about Western laws. But we, as a legal team, would take action against y'all and sue y'all for like a lot. I mean, like $100 million. And I'm like, no, we're not worth that much. They said, we'll wait till y'all grow that big, and then we will sue you. I mean, see, for them, I was thinking to myself, like, gee, this is like ambulance chase lawyers, I mean, who would like find an opportunity and then try to sue the team. And I was like, you know what? Okay, I don't think, see, we're only 4 months old, okay? And I think I remember James KD and even Kerry, when y'all were talking about like changing the name from Banker's Dream to BD Capital. And I think even you, AJ, even you mentioned it on Telegram, that better to stay with Banker's team, don't switch up. And especially when I saw all these different results on Banker's BD Capital, I mean, it's just a lawsuit waiting to happen over time. So I think if we are not too far committed into this project with this name, I say we stick with the original Banker's Dream and just go with it full-heartedly, because that's our original, that's where we started from. And it's like in Texas, they have a saying, you don't want to switch horses in the middle midstream. You don't want to completely rebrand everything. I think that's my opinion, okay? Because especially after I saw that all the Google searches on BD Capital, I mean, the exact word BD and a hyphen capital, man, you get 5 different companies that have the same name. So I think y'all guys might have to rethink this whole thing. I'm not sure. I for sure it just makes sense. That's it.
Yeah, I totally get your concerns there. In terms of license law and copyright law, there are so many books on this. Yeah, you have to differentiate so much things there. And for the legal side, I in before checked everything, which could be gefährlich. Just I was searching for the word. Which could dangerous. Thanks. Which could be dangerous for us. So in legal terms, even though there are other companies named this, we are on a safe side. Because how copyright law works. The only disadvantage we do have is, in fact, the search itself, because we're not the first entry there.
Right.
What I
No,
mean?
you see, the thing is, we are all financial companies. Okay, I could understand if this BD Capital was a plumbing company or something else, but a private equity company is all in that. We're all in that same sphere. You see, so
Yes.
uh, you see, they'll say, hey, we were established 5 years before y'all, and y'all are damaging our name, at BD Capital. I mean, that's all there is. I mean, it's not like we have anything else more than that. We just have those three words, and I think it's a lawsuit just waiting to happen. Just give it time, and those companies, especially financial companies, they would love to sue people, especially on some name legal issue or something that way.
Well, I would counter it. For example, if I'm on bdcap.com, first entry, the company you're meaning, sitting in London, yeah? For a private equity firm, for example, privacy policy is missing, terms and conditions are missing, the 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 copyright of the name itself is missing. So even though they could make a fuss about it, they have no legal advantage over us. Because at the end, a BD is just short for Banker's Dream.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. You see, and I know what BD stands for because we've been doing this banker's dream over and over again. We know that, but the rest of the world is just BD. It could be, uh, it could mean anything. It could
Yeah,
be.
it could mean big dick, but that's the point.
It
That's
could be
the
like a
point.
Black David or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
bus driver. But that's the point in I don't know if you short down two words into two letters. I don't know how it's called in English. Yeah, it's because when you make from banker stream, you make BD, and
acronym or
yeah, if it's I don't know what's it called. You have to tell me, but I think it's an acronym. Yeah, and then put if it just shorten your name to two letters and put, for example, capital behind it. A capital is like and sons, or it's only stating in which area of in which field the company is working. So I do understand your concerns, and if we
okay.
going
Do you think
further,
I could start a company that says Goldman Sachs Capital or
is
Blackstone
Goldman
Capital?
is Goldman Sachs an acronym,
Uh, no, I know it's not.
or is it a
Yes,
trademark? His Goldman Sachs is a trademark. BD isn't. That's the main point from the legal side. You know what I mean? Apple is a trademark. Nike is a trademark. Adidas is a trademark. They don't
so
have a trademark on BD. Do you understand what I'm
yeah,
trying to say?
I follow what you're saying. Right. So you
Yeah,
can
I know
say,
it could be a fuck up, because if they get annoyed, they make a fuss about it. We have to talk to them, most definitely. That's for sure. But they have no legal advantage over us, and that's the point there. And the easiest thing, if they come over and argue, we say, okay, sorry, haven't Googled you. I don't know what to say. We will call us Bankerstream Capital from then on. We just
no.
don't want to choose Bankerstream Capital now, because we got a lot of feedback that Bankerstream is not serious enough for the project we're doing.
Mm, yeah,
I'll I'll just step in from my American point of view, if that's cool.
Hey, Scott.
yeah,
Good.
go ahead.
Because remember something, that Coca-Cola is only trademarked. They didn't send a patent in, for example, for their product, because after 20 years or so, the patent expires, and then their formula would be exposed. So they chose to trademark the name to then ensure business longevity. So it doesn't mean because we are BD Capital and we in the finance sector that we're going to pick up issues. It's only if they decide to pursue, as AJ said. And remember,
they will pursue. Why wouldn't they pursue?
Because we're a crypto company. We're not a financial company. We're a crypto company.
You see, every time you put BD Capital, okay, say you destroy the brand name BD Capital. Say you say it's say somehow something happens and you destroy that brand name. Well, guess what? That UK company is going to say, hey, guess what? You just ruined our chances of all this advertisement that we've been doing. You just threw it down the drain because you destroyed this name, BD Capital. So
I'll give you an example. Let me give you an example. There's a pizza company here many years ago called Caesar's Palace, or Caesar's, etc. And there was a big pizza convention, and there were Caesar's there. So the main guy that was from here went over that side, and he's from South Africa to there, and he had his name tag with Caesar's, whatever. And the guys were like, "Hey man, you got our name? What's going on?" And then all he did was he changed it to Romans, became Romans Pizza, same logo, same everything. So the point is that I hear what you're saying, but at the same time is that it's like if there's not an issue, we won't make it an issue yet. We will obviously wait because the guys doing the exploration in Swiss are going to come back and they're going to, part of the discovery is they're going to come and say, listen, we've looked at this, because they have to go do due diligence and discovery and say, you're going to pick up an issue from that. So really that will be taken care of before we can even incorporate. They will have taken care of that. Part of that is to explore the legal attributes of it and also the name and see if there's any infringement. That's like step one of discovery. Step two, then saying, okay, are we clear to go ahead? Is any trademarks that have been violated? Then they look at the next thing. Then they look at the next thing. As part of the discovery as an attorney, you do that, and based on that, and if you're an attorney that specializes in patent law, for example, and copyright law, that's your first steps you're going to start doing before you register business. And Germany is the hub of where everything gets registered. All the patents, the main office for all the patents in the world is in Germany, where AJ and them are. So between them and Swiss, they will come to a conclusion to decide this is going to be a bit risky or not based on that. Don't let other, if you take attorneys, like ambulance chaser attorneys like you're talking about, and they spot a potential to do something, it doesn't mean they can see it through. It means they spotted and they will see it through. They won't. You don't know that. You're speculating.
No.
You're not an attorney, and they're also not specialists in copyright law. They are attorneys that work at a hospital, so they're doing legal claims, legal representation claims. So it's a completely different sector of law that the guys follow. You see, they'd have to get a specialist who focuses on copyright law. And I know, for example, a friend of mine dated an attorney. I dated an attorney before as well, and she did contract law only, and she didn't specialize in other stuff, family law and that type of stuff. So it depends also on the attorneys and what they're saying, because the big buzzword for attorneys, let's sue, especially in the States. The first thing that comes out of their mouth, let's sue.
Can I cut you off? I think once you go on a rant, you keep on going at it. Let me just cut you off for a second. Let me answer some questions while you're talking. What I'm trying to say is, I asked the lawyers, how are you going to sue? They said that what we will do is we'll approach the company, say to them that if we win this case, you pay us 33%. Otherwise, we just let it go. And these guys, they are ambulance chasers.
So bribery.
Make sure that you get paid.
So they're going to come at us with bribery.
Say?
So they're going to come at us and bribe us and say, so that's extortion. They're going to come at us and extort us and say, if you don't change your name, we're going to proceed with this lawsuit.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So that's what I'm saying. That's
see, I don't know how it's in South Africa, but in the Western world, they're much more aggressive, especially in the US, Canada. They will come after, especially once we go to the international level.
I lived overseas. Yeah, I lived overseas for 2 years, man. So I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I think you also, You're saying I'm going on a rant. It's not about that. You're going on about something that hasn't even potentially materialized. So I get your concern, but at the same time, as we're barking up the tree and we don't even know if we're even going to get there, and you're not letting the attorneys in Zug do their job. Let them do their job, so they can come back and they can say, "Listen, we have a major issue here or not," because they will come back in part of this discovery process that they're going to do to then incorporate the business. They'll come back and say, "Guys, the first big problem we got is the name."
I can stop you both there. Yes, I told Chris, I totally get your concern, but we're not a founded company yet. What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm just
And
using
the company.
common sense. I'm just
Yeah,
using common sense and saying that, why have any problems later on that we will have to deal with? Because I'm a big bag holder too, you see, and I got a lot of stuff risking too. So it's not that I'm just speaking because I have nothing to gain, but I want to protect my investment, but I just want to do it that we don't have any future problems. That's all. I was with BD Capital. I was happy that we had this name, but evidently we're not sole proprietary owners of this name.
Yes, but you on the legal side, you have to money. Could you just mute your mic for a second? I get interferences from you.
Hold on. Give me a sec.
Okay, better now. So what BD Capital for the Backstream token at the moment is nothing else than a product name. And there's I checked deeply in before. There's a BD Capital GmbH in Switzerland. There's one in Germany. There's one in Peru. There's one in I don't know, some of the South American countries. Well, Peru is South American, isn't it? And there's the thing in London. The thing in London, the thing in Germany, the thing in Switzerland, and we all fall not under American law, but under European law, especially for us under Swiss and German law. And I do get your concern that they could be a bit pissed off somehow, but they have here in Europe no legal advantage over us, that they literally can't do something because it's just not a company, but a product name and we are specially protected for now. If you get what I'm meaning. And we do
honest,
need a lot of time to become
I
that big that it could become an issue.
Yeah,
Until then,
you just mentioned that we are planning on being about 20 to 30 years down the line, and I'm sure we will grow big enough. But I think, why don't we just stay with Banker's Dream? It says a whole lot. It says it.
Hey, Chris, you can't.
Because,
no, it doesn't.
Because Banker's Dream would declare ourselves a bank legally. We can't use this. We are at the moment figuring out if we could even keep calling it the Bankers Whale Fund because of the bank and the fund in it. That's why we had the name changed to BD. And it doesn't matter if we BD Capital, BD Investments, or BD something. All of these are already taken somewhere in the world. But it's the lesser risk to call ourselves BD Capital than keep us calling Bank Stream and having some lawmakers saying where you call yourself a bank.
These are bankers. They have nothing to do with the bank. It's like saying
I don't get this.
Yeah, I mean, because you are a banker.
Hey, Chris, can I?
Yeah.
Chris, can I and AJ, do you mind real quick if I just say something? Is that these are all concerns that everybody hears, and we everybody was talking about it when the name switch was made. But just know that it's not like everybody ran into this blindly. Like there were a lot of names that were thrown out there. We did a lot of research on every website and product, this and that. So this stuff was taken into account, but you also kind of got to look at the bigger picture and go, okay, is this going to, how much of a problem do you think it's going to be moving forward? Because you would be very surprised how many serious companies and serious names there are out there that, other businesses have, in many sectors of business. So yes, it could be in the future, but it's not a big enough could be to stop it at the moment. So keep forging ahead. And then like MB said, they're going to do discovery with the corporation. And when they do the discovery, if they say at that point that it could be an issue, then the team will address it. But for right now, it's going to move forward like it is. And if it comes up as an issue, then they'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to listen to you, Chris, because we wagered, I think we leveled the risks, and the risk of the BD Capital investment firm suing us right now for us calling us BD Capital is way less than having some issues with incorporation when we call Bank Stream. So you're totally right. There is a risk there, but it's the minor risk compared to all the other risk we could face. And I'm happy you're addressing this because it's important.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I don't want us to keep changing our name over and over again. That's just ridiculous. It's just, you're not forming a brand. You're doing some kind of, I mean, people just get confused and they think it's a scam and they just want to hop up ship. I mean, you want to be consistent. I think I remember James KD and even Carrie talking about this on their, especially James, you're saying about, stay with one name and just be focused. But back then I didn't realize what he was meaning. I just thought that, hey, we got a cool name, BD Capital, and let's just go with it. But I can see now his point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, BD Capital is the name, and they're going to move forward with it. And it's going to be okay. We can worry about every single name and every single idea, but at the end of the day, it's a completely different sector and investment tool. And like AJ was saying, you got to weigh out the risk. They've weighed it out. They've made an excellent judgment call to move forward. And if the people and helping them out with the registration say it's an issue, at that point, take care of it. But the thing is, taking care of this at an early enough stage to where if it is an issue, it can be fixed, it can be rectified, and then take care of it with many years ahead of us down the road, having it taken care of. So I wouldn't sweat it, man.
Okay, I mean, if the whole group thinks it's okay, because this incident happened just 2 days ago, and those guys were like, coming hard, saying that, hey, and I think we got one or two of those guys on our Telegram. Okay, I think they also are BD Capital investors too. Okay, so I think they recently opened a position up. So I think we have to be careful also on our position of what we talk about on BD Capital about these things.
Yeah, it's easy to be in a room full of people who are coming at you, and and you're the only proponent of it, and then you have a group of people who are professionals, and they want to give their opinion, and they spook you, and it's understandable. But that's why when AJ and Paul met with other people about the company, and they're like, no, it can't be done. Nope, it's not going to work with this. And then they talked to some other people in Switzerland who said, yeah, you know what, let's see what we can do with this. We can make this happen. So just because, the people at the hospital had their opinion, it's not the end all say all of what's going to happen. Absolutely. So let's just keep on moving forward. Let's have productive conversation. And, for the moment, let's move forward, BD Capital.
Right. I absolutely agree with you on that. But it's just a team of, this law team is like 300 plus lawyers. Okay. So it's not just a hospital team, but it's like a big law firm, so that's all. I'm just giving the heads up. I think we should just be cautious and tread carefully.
Can I jump in here real quick with some insight? So
hello, Timothy.
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm sorry I jumped on late. Came the
Thanks.
other ring. Don't get mad. All right, so here's the thing. When I was opening up a clinic here in Chicago, we opened up. I got a bunch of venture capitalists to buy KYC. And
I think you lost connection there. Can anybody still hear Timothy?
At least I can't hear him. No.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Now it's better. Now I can hear you again.
Grandmaster's calling me. All right, so here's the thing. We ran into some situations where some of our partnerships, we shared a logo and a name, but the business, the sector was totally different. And I had the joy of working for an attorney who was one of the principals of this organization. And I panicked, right? Come from healthcare, I panicked. I was like, man, if people are going to identify us with this other company, this other logo, this other issue. And what we did was, because of different sectors, we came to an accord and we used our marketing as our identity, right? And so the weirdness is that I agree that 300 lawyers, right? They can get litigious, they can, we can be risk averse. But at the end of the day, we also might be able to come to an accord and understanding. But right now, none of that has happened. So to panic about it does us no good. And yes, it is hard to talk about the project and people be frightened. But if you move around in fear, you're going to end up with nothing. And attorneys, they have litigation just for the sake of having litigation. I watch it happen all the time. So,
exactly.
Let's worry about that for now. And if it becomes an issue, then we put the minds together and we figure out. Not that I'm one of those minds, but we figure out what to do about it and move forward. I think we got a path forward. And I deal with physicians all the time, and they're the most difficult people on earth. So there you go. I'm sorry. This is my 2 cents. And I have no clue what just happened, by the way. I heard about the back and forth, but it sounded so familiar. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, cool.
Yeah,
No, I'd like to respond real quick to Timothy. First of all, I absolutely love his response. 100% of it. I agree with him 100%. So just a little bit about me. I work in the insurance industry in America. I specifically insure businesses. I deal with lawyers all the time. So I'm on the side of things regarding this topic that seems like the majority is. First of all, currently it's not an issue. The guy who originally brought it up, I think it was one of the Chris's. Your points are all valid. It makes sense to bring these things up.
Yes.
Unfortunately, though, it sounds like you've already been convinced by your lawyers that we're going to lose everything. That's not true. It's a complete thing that's not even on our plate right now. Moving forward, these things like in the US, we have things called DBAs or doing business as. Your corporation could be one thing, but you could be doing a DBA. My corporation could be Scott Incorporated, but I might do business as Crypto Scott. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and it's really not as severe as I think your lawyer friends have made it out to be. But I get your concerns, and the beauty of it all is that that's what the people, the lawyers in Switzerland, are doing for us anyways. We aren't even there yet. But they will do that risk mitigation as far as that type of stuff as well down the road. But I wouldn't be quite as concerned as you seem to be. I think we're perfectly fine.
Yeah, you see, once we take it to the international level, that means once we leave this jurisdiction of crypto and take it to Zug, to Switzerland, we are dealing with international law. And American lawyers who specialize in international law, they love doing these things, you see. I mean, a lot of these law firms with 300, 400 lawyers, who do you think who's paying their paycheck? They'll take a case for free and they'll work it till death before they give up. So that's what I'm thinking of. It's something that's down the line that we might need to be addressing. So why cross that bridge if we don't have to cross it? That's all. All right.
Can I just one last thing? It might be worth thinking about doing a DBA. I have not doing it. I have an idea of what your DBA might be, right? Because he's right about that. Partnerships are always done with DBAs here, between two positions or two entities. So it might be worth thinking about what the name of that DBA might be. And now it's all settled and solved. No one's going to fight. There'll be no bickering. We're all going to be copacetic. Just start
Yeah,
writing
sounds
down
good.
ideas of what that might be. That's all. For business fit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So what I would say, we've definitely hashed this over pretty good for right now. I would say, Chris, do you have, well, whichever Chris it was that had the original, I know we have more than one Chris now, so it gets
Chris
confusing.
88. I guess 88.
Okay, Chris. Yeah, 88. Do you have any like closing ideas or things specifically that you would want us to continue to look into on this issue, or do you think we pretty much covered it?
I'm with the group. I have no problems as long as we don't have to deal with any kind of issues later on and then change our name to some other goofy name and just keep on changing and rebranding. That's just, just we just have to be more focused. And I think, okay, I didn't realize AJ when he said about banker's dream that when you use those words bank and it represents a bank. I had no idea that in
Europe
Germany
can be as strange as America, I can tell you this.
Okay, so that was something that caught me off guard. So that means our original idea of having a banker's dream was completely. Why don't we have investors' dreams? Yeah, that's a good name.
Investors' dreams is something to think about. Yeah, but as the for example, we don't have something like a DBA in Germany because for European law it doesn't matter that much that as it does for American law, and because of place of education, because the company is founded in Europe, in Switzerland, and place of education is this means even internationally the Swiss law will apply for us, and so we have to confirm with the laws here. I know American lawyers can be a bit active, but in the end, doing this way, being in Europe, is the safer bet, and that's why we didn't stick with Banker's Dream or Dream Bankers. Thanks, Jericho. We talked about this to the lawyers in the kickoff meeting. We have a lot of thoughts in the background, yeah, with prospect law and all these things, yeah. I don't know if you know this, but if you're as a European investing into American stocks or American funds, it's a pain in the ass for us because of your financial laws. But then again, Europe found a workaround where America agreed with, and same things are going on for company names. And we tackled this issue for sure. And I'm convinced that as a product name, we will be able to stick with BD Capital on a legal side even. And I can reassure you, we addressed this. Don't be too scared of it.
No, I was thinking about new investors. Okay, say if somebody's driving down the highway and sees in South Africa the BD Capital, this thing, and they Google BD Capital, they see 5 different options. What do they?
That's another point, and that's right. Kind of a problem. That's for sure.
Yeah, but down the road, what happens is, you start to, you take over Google more and you pay for it, and you become like, there's a way to reach the top, and I'm sure MB could speak to it, but eventually we will be the source that pops up when you Google it. So don't let that, don't sweat that either.
Just to clarify, I've just done exactly that, and bdcapital.org is the third one from the top. So you're already at the top. So it depends on your country. And if you look at, when you Google and it says there, BD Capital, instantaneously Google's going to point you to the companies closest to where you are. Like, where's the closest BD Capital to me? I mean, I see the first one is BD Capital in the UK, which is .com. Then I see LinkedIn profile for that same company, and then I see bdcapital.org. Well, you're third already at the top. So there's no issue. It depends on where you are in what country, and it depends on what Google presents to you at the time. Because if you even say BD Capital near me and you're in New York, it's going to show you the results in New York. So it's not an issue. Like I said before, not because I want to get into a argument or fight or anything. It's a case of that the first rule of law is that you do discovery. You see what the problems could be potentially. And if we're going to internationally recognize the attorneys that understand international law, the first thing they're going to do is, do we have a problem with the copyright? Do we have a problem with the name?
Correct. So I've actually been there was something I wanted to bring up, but I've been trying not to derail the current conversation. But I know Paul and AJ, I know they have a meeting coming up, and I just want to toss this out real quick.
Real quick, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it's basically a request that follows into a security question. The request would be, are we able to get on the new dashboard a place where you can input your contract address to get all the old info that you would get from the prior D app?
Isn't it working?
Okay, perfect. And the reason I brought that up, that leads into, and this probably needs to be for another time. It might be a little bit too detailed, but so like the reason I thought of that is there are people that are going to want to be able to do that and not connect their wallet, because people get scared connecting wallets. So you know what I'm saying? Like, people who don't talk to us on a daily basis, if they get set up and they're like, what, you want me to connect my wallet to your dashboard? Like, that freaks people out, and I can understand why. So that leads to, I guess, the question, and I need to do research on this, so I'm asking this a little bit too early before I've done my own research, but are there any security issues with connecting your wallet directly to the website dashboard?
Then no security reasons thus far if you aren't asked to put in your seed phrase. And on the current, on the old tab, yeah, you don't have to connect your wallet to check it. Yeah? You just can copy paste your wallet address to check your rewards and stuff like this. We do have to connect the wallet.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, is for the people, and I assume the same thing. Connecting the wallet is fine because I'm not giving out my seed phrase. However, I know it could freak some people out, so there are definitely going to be people that would want to just input their address to get the information like the old D app, but you said that's in the works, so perfect.
Yeah,
Yes.
the checking on the rewards and stuff will work like in the old D app. The connect wallet button is on the one hand for trading on our website, because you can swap on our website. There you have to connect the wallet. Doesn't work otherwise. And for the voting system, you have to connect the wallet, because checking your rewards is a function checking the smart contract, but checking your wallet, you need to connect the wallet to have a reliable source of information. So, but for just checking your own wallet, it will still be copy paste.
Yeah, Scott, that's a good point. All right. And, I'm glad that you brought these points up, because I feel like the AMAs, I'm the only one talking, and all y'all guys sit on Telegram and write questions. I think you can express yourself more the proper way. I think I've heard Chris, and today was the first time I ever heard Simplify. Even though, I've been here since December. I've never heard Simplify. And Simplify, you speak good English, all right? All right.
Yeah, he's getting more often into the AMAs the last few ones. Just he's more the shy type in regards on publicly speaking. But yeah, we're getting even more people, and I love to have conversations like this and have Timothy involved, which I have heard the first time today, and you are asking specific questions, Chris, which means you are interacting with the project and you try to understand and you try to figure out things that could go wrong, which means you're invested in the long term, mentally and physically, which is beautifully. I will never
Yes,
turn
sir.
down a question.
Saying that the IT guy, Simplified, doesn't like public speaking? Well, that's strange.
Well, if he starts, he couldn't be stopped. But he needs some time to start.
I come from IT background. Most of us don't like public speaking.
Yeah, they don't like public speaking, but if they start, they keep rolling.
Well, it takes all types to actually make the project work, right?
Yeah.
So, in a day, we should let people be in the comfort zone and still grow the project. It's my 2 cents.
But yeah,
So-
that's the beauty of it. Everybody here is everybody has their own talents and trades and stuff like that. And we're all just, pouring in what we can offer. If we believe in it, other people will as well. And if other people don't want to believe in it, we'll just keep moving on and find the others that do.
For sure. That's the beauty of a project. But we're running 6 minutes
I'm
late
sorry.
now already.
I
Oh, no. Oh. I scared her away. Have I?
I think that might have been.
I assume it was Jericho's
You
wife.
guys are about to squeeze out.
That's
but,
very well said, Scott. Very well said. Very well said.
Oh,
Scott.
thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Didn't mean to call. Okay, just stalking, no calling. Okay, guys. So I have to cut it here, sadly, because already running late. But thanks for your questions. Thanks for your interactions. Make sure to have a look on the Reddit. Make sure to ask all of your questions in the next voice chat or in the text, because we try to answer all of them. Because we have nothing to hide. Some topics are peculiar and are more in depth, but then again, that's why we're here. And that's it. Have a great night. Have a great day. Depends on where you're from.
We appreciate your time as always, guys. Have a good meeting.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks,
Thank
people.
you. Thank you all.
Bye,
Have a
everyone.
good one.
Hit the Reddits. Hit the Reddits.
Stay safe. And hit the Reddits. Like and subscribe, guys. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Wiedersehen.
Tja, ich habe noch ein Auf Wiedersehen gehört.